That's the sound of sweet. And love is like oxygen. You heard it here on Zone Radio 88.5, the voice of the valley. And it is just past 4 o'clock, 7 past 4. And as promised, I'm going to speak to a gentleman who is with a company called Prince & Prince. In fact, I think he owns the company. Or his family certainly owned the company, and they've done something quite special. They are a jewelry company essentially, and they're based in the city. They've been around since 1982, and they are bespoke jewelers. And the man who I'm going to introduce you to this afternoon is a man called Stefan at Doveton. Can you hear me, Stefan?
Yes, Richard, I can.
Awesome.
Well, thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad that you are here. And you're like, why I'm wearing your dust and your suit and alles. I'll tell you what, eh?
I think it's the first time for COVID I've actually dressed up a bit. Thank you.
Well, thank you for that. Stefan, the reason, okay, tell us about the company first and foremost.
Okay, so Prince & Prince Diamonds. I'm the sales and marketing manager. We are, as you said, a bespoke family jeweler in Cape Town city centre. We've been around for quite a few decades under the guidance of the owner, Dr. Pietro Prince. We secure stones locally, do custom designs for clients. We've got our own group of goldsmiths that do bespoke work for all of our clients. And we've been fortunate enough that we've got a very wonderful local client base and also a very nice international client base as well.
So, do you employ your own artisans or jewelers, or do you have people that are working for you, like freelancing and that type of thing?
No, we've actually got our own team. Okay. We've got our own goldsmith studio in our property in Cape Town city centre. So on site, we can sit, of course, now again, when we open after lockdown, we sit with clients, we do consultations, we do custom designs, we manufacture their jewelry to spec on the property. Clients have the opportunity to engage with goldsmiths, see the process take place, watch their jewelry being made. And yeah, hopefully we help a few more people make their diamond dreams come true.
I'm sure that you do. Where are you guys based? Where exactly, if people want to, are you in the city itself?
We're in the city centre. We are based in an old historical property, actually dating, believe it or not, from 1752. It's on the corner of Loop and Hout Streets. It's number 66 Loop Street. Okay, and so the building is called Huguenot House.
Huguenot House, yes, of course. And all right, so folks, if you want to go and see what it is that this company is about, I must say, compliments on your website. It really, it does glitter. It does. Your website shines. It really does.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's called princeandprince.com. www.princeandprince.com. All right, and you can see a video there. Is that you in the video on the Stefan in the video on the website? Is that you?
Yes, yes.
Okay, you can check Stefan out there. All right. Now, the reason that, apart from you telling folk about your business, you say that you have a lot of international clients, you also have a lot of local clients. You guys, in the face of lockdown, did something that is quite special. Now, I want to set this against the background of a statistic that I saw today on television. And we've got all these funds. We've got the Solidarity Fund, we've got this fund, we've got that fund, we've got the next fund, we've got banks making promises they can't keep. All of this is happening, and at the end of it all, only 68% of all small and businesses and individual businesses, 68% have not been able to find any help from any of these funds, from any of these banks. So if my maths is correct, that leaves 32% that have, and by far more than half that haven't. You guys have done something quite special. You really have done something quite special, and I want you to tell people what it is that you have done.
Okay, from our side, because we work with an international community, we've got a lot of access to freelance tour guides, tour operators, etc. That while tourism is booming, and while it was booming now prior to lockdown, of course, take the visitors in Cape Town around. And because we've been involved in the industry for so many years, we've been monitoring specifically what has been happening with financial relief aid for our tourism partners. And yes, as you say, it really is incredibly sad to have seen and heard the plight of so many people that are not qualifying for financial aid, financial assistance in whatever form that may be, especially most hardest hit being the freelance tour guides, not just in Cape Town, but in the whole of South Africa. And what the owner of our company, Dr. Pietre Prince, what he very generously did was we sat around, had some discussions. We've been fortunate enough to have had a lot of wonderful support from the tourism industry. Was there a way that we could give back to the tourism industry during this time of distress for so many people? And what we as a company ultimately did, we made our own private funds available. We started a Prince and Prince COVID-19 tourism relief scheme, where unfortunately it is only a limited amount of people that we can help because our own funds is not unlimited. But we made a loan scheme available focusing specifically on freelance tour guides who now are without work, will be without work for quite a few months going forward, who are unable to qualify for any form of relief. And we've made it available to them in the form of an interest-free loan. And because we also, of course, know a lot of people in the industry, we also decided, you know what, we believe so much in what the people do, the good that they do, and in the good of those people themselves, that we even made our loans available without requesting any form of surety from the clients or from the tour guides. So really, this is our way of wanting to help an industry that is in absolute dire straits.
It's also an industry that's been quite discriminated against, if you follow the court cases and the tourism BEE and the whole thing. So a lot of these small tour operators, a lot of them are individuals. And I just want to applaud you. I really do want to applaud you and acknowledge what you have done, because that is special. And the reason we know about it is because one of our presenters has been a beneficiary of your kindness. And this is a guy who is not even a South African. He's a British South African, for want of a better word, a guy who could up and leave tomorrow if he wanted to, and yet you have trusted him and you're trusting others. I think that the fact that you've done this just says so much, but the fact that you have done this with a great deal of trust and goodwill is mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. How many people have you been able to help?
You know, at this stage, as I said, it's not unlimited, the funds that we have. Sure. But the way that the scheme works is we've made a set amount of money available per recipient, and that we're paying out over 3 months to them. So it's sort of bridging finance for them to get by for the next 3 months at least. And the first payments, of course, were already done the beginning of this month. At this stage, there's 20 tour guides that we are supporting financially. In the light of the fact that there are several thousands registered in the country. As I said, it's a small amount that we're able to help, but at least we know that there's some good that we're doing, which we're very thankful we are able to actually do. And on what you said just now with regards to the trust factor, you know, the whole jewelry industry throughout its history is an industry that was built on trust. You know, you trust in your jeweler what it is that they're selling you, that it's authentic, that it's genuine, that it's value for money. And we wanted to pass a little bit of that on as well and show that, you know what, we truly, in all senses of the word going forward, also work in that same spirit of trust and Ubuntu.
I think it's remarkable, absolutely remarkable. Folks, if you want to comment or acknowledge on the WhatsApp, you can do that. That WhatsApp number is 072-447-8044. I think this is a company that others could look to. I don't know of any other company that's done this kind of thing. And that doesn't mean that they aren't any. It just means that I haven't heard of them. But for Rob, I wouldn't have known about this. So you're clearly doing this under the radar, and you're not looking for publicity from it. You're genuinely looking to help. But what do you say to the critics the critics who are saying, but you know what you're basically doing is these tour guides are going to bring tourists to you in the future. They're going to be obliged to do so because you help them. And I hope that they do because you help them, but that's just my opinion. But it's almost like bribing them to come to you with it. What do you say to those critics?
You know, yes, understandably so, there might be a few questions surrounding that. Firstly, just to say that, you know, we are helping people who do support us,
yes,
and people who don't. So it's not that we were prejudiced in our selection of who we were helping or who not. It's a very, very big scope of different tour guides that we are assisting at this stage. And, you know, we are, of course, hoping that in the future, they will bring some clients to us, that they will support us in that way as well. I don't think it's an unfair thing to ask of them. You know, ultimately, we are the ones that's putting ourselves at financial risk by putting our trust in other people who we necessarily might not know. But I do still think ultimately that, you know, it is not based on the fact that they have to have clients to bring to us. The scheme is, there are certain conditions to the scheme, but ultimately it is about making sure that they can continue with a future for themselves, that they are able to put food on the table, that they are able to take care of their families, take care of their kids, not lose a home or a vehicle like so many others have. And actually, even without us broaching that with them, some of the applicants that we had, of course, out of their own said, you know what, just the mere fact that you are willing to help us, I'm so grateful, and I actually want to come and support you. Because it's something, as you say, as far as we're also aware that, if I may say so myself, we are the only company that I'm aware of that is actually doing so. And the tour guides, even just out of gratitude, even ones that actually did not receive funding, they even say to us as well, you know what, you care, you're showing that you care, and we want to support you based even just on that.
I think it's amazing. I really do. And like I say, I was playing devil's advocate because I'm full of praise for what you guys have done. I mean, you're giving almost 2 years for the person to pay back interest free.
Yes, that's correct.
I mean, just that costs you. Even if you get your loan back, just that costs you, because that money could be in the bank drawing interest, or invested in diamonds drawing interest. Anywhere else. I think it's absolutely amazing. And, you know, it sets the standard. And I would like to challenge other companies where they are dependent on contractors and small businesses for their revenue. People like the hardware industry, for argument's sake, hardware suppliers, and I'm just using that as an example, where small contractors, small builders, small guys who do alterations for a living, going along and supporting those people and buying their wooden nails and hammers and whatever. Those businesses are in trouble. And why doesn't the wholesaler, big wholesale chains, go out and say, you know what, we're going to make some funds available for these people? And there's nothing wrong with securing a customer base going forward because of that. I think what you guys have done is absolutely awesome. Have you had any feedback from the industry?
We've had some feedback, very positive. As I said, people have contacted us that are not supporters of ours, that we don't know, that are not even applying for funding or for financial aid from us as well, but they just wanted to get in touch to say thank you on behalf of other people, for the fact that we are reaching out, that we are wanting to ensure that at least some people in the industry can continue a living, and that they will be in a position to start working again the moment that tourism returns. So it has been wonderful, the response that we've had, but of course at the same time, admittedly, it has been heartbreaking as well to be in touch with people and knowing that there's so many other people out there that we can't assist. We'll try and see, depending on how things go for us, there is a possibility that we might be able to assist one or two more tour guides with some financial assistance. We're trying to see how things go to see if that would be a possibility, and we hope that we might be able to go through with that as well.
I think, look, we understand that it's a finite source, but even if you were only helping 2, it would still count, because you are actually looking, you've got a successful business. You've got a successful business because these people, some of them have supported you in the past, others hopefully will support you in the future, but you've got a successful business and you understand where that success comes from. And you're investing in those people that have brought a degree or part of the success for your business. And I think it's remarkable. I just can't. Judy's just put a post onto the WhatsApp here, and she says, "What a wonderful story. Gives us a little hope in the doom and gloom." Thank you, Stefan. Now,
thank you.
Let's just pause there, because Judy's received no financial assistance from you, but what she has received is a degree of motivation from this story. And you're doing that. You did it for me when I first heard it from Rob, and I'm sure that you're doing it for others. I really do applaud you. I think, and I hope that everybody listening to us, whoever listens to us, goes down there to wherever you are, Prince and Prince, and when they want to get engaged, or they want to buy them a wedding ring, or they want to buy a special piece of jewelry, or they've got friends coming out from overseas when they're allowed to, that want to purchase jewelry in Cape Town, that they do go to Prince and Prince. I think you guys are absolutely remarkable, and I think your entire team needs to be applauded, because I know it's not just one man's decision. There's an entire company behind this, and it's absolutely awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Stefan, I'm going to thank you for coming on this afternoon and sharing the story with us. I could go on for another half an hour just singing your praises, but you're setting an example for other companies that I believe should follow this example. And I just mentioned hardware as off the top. There are many other companies, hotels for argument's sake, that at the moment, they're not yet. Their beds are empty. But there are these tour guides that take these people to hotels, and they you know, there are so many that I just think that other people should follow an example, a fine example set by you guys. And I know you guys are already a successful company, but gee whiz, may you go from strength to strength and shine as your diamonds do. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you so much. As I said to one of the recipients, that, you know, ultimately we're all in this together. Something nobody asked for, something nobody anticipated would ever happen, especially to tourism. And I think now more than ever, it's so vitally important for us all to stand together and rally together to make sure that we can come out on the other side of this. So thank you very much for your time. I greatly appreciate that as well.
Thank you for yours and for putting on your suit. My goodness gracious, nobody's ever put a suit. Only person who puts a suit on for me is a bank manager, and these days they don't even do that when I walk. I went into my bank the other day, the guy said, "Sit down." I said, "No, I'm quite comfortable on my knees. Thank you very much." Stefan, thank you for your time. Love to all of you at your company, from all of us here at Zone Radio. And as I say, thank you guys continue to shine. And we'll send you a copy of this recording, and there will be a podcast on our website by this evening. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you, Richard. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. That was Stefan and Doveton Were. I think I hope you got it. So, right, Doveton Were. Eh? Doveton Were is the right
That's correct.
Stefan Doveton Were, and he is from Prince and Prince Jewelers, and they've just done the most remarkable thing. They really have, and we learned about it via one of our own presenters, Rob Martin, who is a tour guide and an independent tour guide, and he benefited from the scheme, and he was telling me about it, and I said, my goodness, we got to talk to the man. We really have to talk to him, and he's been kind enough to be with us this afternoon and share that story. It's a story. It's a good news story. It's a story of hope, and it's a bright light in what is rather gloomy times. Thank you so much, Stefan. Take care.
Oh, cheers. Bye-bye.